Hello, everybody. Whoops. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, Growling Gamer. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well today. We're gonna work on some foliage here. Nothing crazy. So I have these leaves here, and I want to make them look a little bit more, make them match a little bit. There we go. Something like this. Actually, I want to make them connect. There we go. And then we're going to convert that to a smart object. Do some distortion here. There we go. Something like this is probably what I want to do. And I want it to be a little bit more detailed. So we might do something like this. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot to me. It really does. So we just need that as a reference point. I don't have a UV map for this right now, but we can sort of guess what it needs to look like. So let's see here. In the game itself, it's right here. This is what we're editing currently. So, hey Diddy, hey Sierra, is that Syria? Hey Maziej, Lengors, Ricky, Charandeep, Diddy, and I can't say your name. I think it's Russian. Thank you for wishing me good luck, though. That means a lot. Let's tweak this just a little. There we go. All right, everybody. As the world is confused about the virus, as everybody is locking down their businesses and schools and staying at home, this stream is meant to encourage everybody. It's a place for us to hang out, a place for us to encourage one another, and ultimately, if you want to donate, so any donations going to this stream will be immediately, once received, will be, or probably at the end of the week, will be donated to the CDC Foundation. I will match your donations up to $3,000. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys, and if you feel it in your heart of hearts to donate to help the cause, give it a shot and see what happens. All right. Do we have any streaming issues, guys? What am I trying to say? Do we have any streaming issues, guys? Or is everything good? Just let me know if things are slow for some reason.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good...
All right, you just lost your privileges. That lo-fi channel I was listening to has ads, so automatically don't want to have that during the stream. We're going to listen to Chilled Cow. Everybody just relax and enjoy a peaceful stream. This is a place for us to just chill together and make games during this quarantine. And you know, sometimes I feel weird saying it, like I'm overreacting. Don't you guys ever feel that way? Like, am I overreacting about this whole quarantine thing? Am I being tricked? But I think it's serious, guys. I think it's serious. I really do. It's crazy. What are you guys doing today? Is anybody doing homeschool? Anybody working from home today? Let me know in the chat. All right, save that out, and then we can have this. There we go. And let's see how this looks. Oh, that looks a lot better. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I think the color's a little dark, obviously. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of a hue saturation to it. Drop it down a little bit more yellow. Actually, there we go. Convert both those to a smart object. I know you guys can't see it. We're not going to be in Photoshop for long. There we go. Something like that would be really cool. So let's go to play mode and take a look. Natalia says she's doing art school online now. Cool. Keyblade says that he or she is always staying at home. John says he's fortunate enough to work from home every single day, as am I. Judah says college classes are now remote. Tuba caller, please stop. All right, I'm going to remove you. Yeah. I'll wait for Dave to do that. Unless I'll give you a chance. Just please stop saying stuff like that. Maron. Oh no, I can't. Let's see here. Okay, we're good. Logan says lots of homework. That's the way it goes, I guess. All right. So we've got things looking pretty good here. Tuberculosis, I love you. I'm just saying, I don't want to really joke about that stuff right now. I don't think anybody does. Okay, these look pretty cool. You know, I'm not fully there yet, to be honest, though. They don't really match the grass, do they? Let's try a different approach. Let's see here. A gradient's not really going to do anything, so we're just going to do more of a... I think what I want to do is have it look kind of like it's almost like a fir tree. I think that'll make sense. Let's try this. Let's do this, and then this. Let's try that. And then just remove all of this here, and then take a look and see what it looks like. Okay. I think that does actually match a little bit better. So let's do that. So let's do this. Let me see here. Something like this, maybe. And let's just cut it out here. Okay, something like this, maybe. Yeah, we could flip it. Let's take a look at the shape here and see how everything looks. That's kind of cool. It's an interesting plant. Then we can just flip this upside down like this, maybe, and put it in here. Thank you for supporting. That really means a lot. That was Muda Sheep just donated $20. That's awesome. Can we give a round of applause in the chat with some emojis? Thank you so much for supporting. Again, guys, I'm going to match up to $3,000 whatever you guys donate during these live streams. We're currently at $300, basically. All right. But thank you guys so much for donating. That's really cool. It just really means a lot to me that you would support the world. That's awesome. All right. We got some, let's see here. Probably need to flip, what am I doing here? I don't really know if this is going to look good, to be honest. But we're just going to, let me think here. I think the best way to do this is actually, let me show you guys. Here's the best way to do this. If you want to do a star shape like that, just do this. Take the pen, or go draw a rectangle like this. There we go. And then flip it. Center both of them. I think this is going to do it just fine. Flip like this. Flip like this. Hang on, there we go. And then do it again. And then squash. And then finally, to ensure that everything looks like it's about the same width, you can do a stroke on the outside. Hang on one sec here. There we go. Outside. Yeah, just like that. We can try this and see what happens. Let's try that. That's pretty cool looking. I definitely don't mind it. Okay. Let's do a little bit more yellow. We'll take this, convert to smart object, do a little bit more yellow down here. Like this here, see? And then at the top there, it's gonna look a little darker. There we go. Something like that is kind of cool. And we need to add I want a global animation that'll shake pretty much everything you run through that is foliage. So let's see here. Watch this. We might need to do something like this. We might need to do, let's see here, something like this. There we go. Drop it down, save it. Let's see how that looks. Let's keep dropping it down. Close. Drop it down. There we go. So now it's sort of coming out of the ground. Yeah, that looks good to me. Cool. Do we need that stroke? I don't care. That looks great to me. Now let's go ahead and add a shakeable component to it. I'm trying to figure out what that was. There's something that shakes. So these bushes over here, let's see here. They, yes, I have created enemies. I have to put them in the scene. One sec, guys. Yeah, I'm not in the mood. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat, making sure everybody's behaving. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. So as long as everything is at 0, a 0 rotation, we can technically add... I think I have an idea here. So if we go to these... Whoa. If we go to these bushes here, you can see that there is a... Ah, yes, okay. So in theory, as long as foliage is parented to something, we can add all of this to it, and it will do a shake animation. Interesting. So I think what I want to do is actually copy this. Set the rotation is 0. And drag it over here. We have this. Where is it? I think it's this right there. There we go. We're not really going to worry about LODs, believe it or not, guys, because, I mean, I'll have things cull in and out, but the fog is so intense that I don't think we really need LODs for bushes and stuff. Man, I could be wrong, but we'll see. Zero out the rotation. Set the scale to 1. We have leaves poof. We have these leaves. Leaves poof is the... let's see here. Leaves poof is the particle emissions that come out when you brush up into them. Let's see what the animation actually looks like. Okay, so we just need to call this leaves. And it should, if we delete this, okay, we need to actually unpack prefab. And then we need to delete this. Crap. Unpack prefab completely. There we go. Whoa, what just happened? That's crazy. Thank you so much for donating. That was from Rising Beast. That's awesome. You said, is that a 3D game? Thomas, you've grown a lot. Thank you. So our rotation is set to -180 via this animation here. So what's the rule, guys? What's the rule? We're trying to figure this out. Sorry. We can use an animation to have things shake, but the problem is I see. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Ooh, let's figure this out. Okay. Let me think here. If we open up this bush inside a blender, I wish its rotation was 0. I really do. Currently, its rotation is set to -90, 0, 0. But here it's set to -180. That's so weird. Why is that happening? I don't even know. That's so strange. We're gonna have this be 0 across the board. Bear with me for just a sec, guys. What am I doing here? I like things to be zeroed out. I don't like having weird numbers like that. The reason I say that is because we're going to use this animation across the board, okay? So now that that's rotated, we can actually go back to the leaves here. Hey, and let's see here. If we create an empty child, we could bring the leaves. Come on. Sorry, guys. Let me think here. I'm trying to think. Give me just a sec. Okay. So. I think I'm figuring this out. Give me just a sec, guys. Yeah. Okay. So its rotation should be negative 90. You know, and that's the truth with most Blender models. They're always going to be at negative 90. So I just need to bring the center up here. Right there. Hopefully, I don't need this or this or this. So hopefully, you know, the rotation will occur. Why is that happening? What? Ooh, it's annoying. Okay. Huh. Turn off preview mode here. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Negative 90. Okay, rotation set to 0, 0, 0. So basically what I'm doing, guys, is I'm ensuring that all foliage can have the same exact animator applied to it. So that when you touch it, it just shakes a little bit. That's all. We could program the shake, but I don't want to do that. So we're going to ensure that everything is pretty much set up appropriately when it comes to size and whatnot. And so the good news here is that as long as the child foliage of the parent is negative 90, the shake animation will look good. I just need to adjust the shake animation really quickly here. So it's going to be doing something, let's see here, like this. Yeah, something like that. It's going to go to like negative 93 to negative 87. I'm trying to be pretty specific here with the shake. There we go. And then we can just slow it down here and then move it to negative 90. See what I'm doing here? Hope that makes sense. I know it's hard to see the animation window. We're going to spread this out just a little bit bigger. All we're going to have is that for now. And I would like to be able to... I'd like to be able to... Let's test this out really quick, make sure everything looks good. I'd love it if this whole process, having an animator, having the trigger, having the box collider, I'd love to be able to have all that be added in batch. These bushes are a little too shiny. There we go. Let's hit play and just double check, make sure the bushes shake. Interactive environments, guys, are especially important for indie games because indie games, it's hard to make, super complex because you have a very low budget. But if you can make an interactive world and let the player feel more creative, then you're really going to help your game sell. So cool. So the bushes shake when I touch them. See that? And the particles come out. So I'd love to be able to set that up to add in batch. How are we going to do this? Let me think about this. The only thing we're changing is the mesh. That's the only thing we're changing, right? So if I come over here, I have this bush variant here, which, okay, it's just a prefab, right? Okay. It contains, all right, cool. It just contains a mesh. So I guess technically what we could do is copy this bush and zero it out. No. Zero out the rotation. There's the rotation. Okay. Rotation is zeroed out. And, what we could do is go to our leaves here. And we could replace it with the bush this right here, which is, sorry, I gotta go all the way. LOD 0. I gotta go all the way to bush B here. Actually, I can copy this mesh renderer component. And in theory, let's see here. I could paste it. We'll see. Right? Paste component values. Okay, not yet. We're not there yet. We need to go to this here. And we're going to copy the bush B mesh filter. And put it right here. Paste component values. There we go. Okay. Okay, so the rotation is all screwy. Because if it was zeroed out here, everything would be good. But, see, man, I want to be able to control the rotation. I think I know what we need to do, guys. Okay, we need to go to our bush here. And we want the rotation to be 0 inside of Unity, meaning, this is a weird thing with Blender and Unity. I think we set the rotation, the Y rotation, yeah. No, the X rotation, we set that to -90, right? And then we apply it, transform, apply, all transform, and then you go +90. Save that out, and hopefully our bushes will flip. So, okay, our bush is flipped. All right, does that make sense? No. I know it doesn't. Sorry, guys. For those of you who understand, can you talk in the discuss it in the chat about exactly what I just did there? Some of you probably understand what's going on. Meaning, now if we go to our leaves here, if we set them to 0, we're good. See that? The center should be set to 0. There we go. And now we can move the Y up. So it's basically in Unity, what am I trying to say? The default of the mesh inside of Unity should be 0, 0, 0. That's basically it. So we go back to our animation, and we need to redo our animation. And just rotate like so. That, which would be, can we just do -8? Yeah, 0, 0. There we go. And +8, 0, 0. The reason we're going to a default of 0 instead of -90 is because a lot of the models that I'm using for the foliage are set to 0, 0. So that's why. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So this will be 0, 0. And then just go back to 0. So as long as our foliage meshes are all set to 0, this default animation will work across the board. See that? That's about all we need to work on here. Now let's just double check that everything looks good, and then we'll go back and edit our foliage itself. Now let's go find some bushes. Make sure everything looks good. And guys, once all these systems are in place, once all our prefabs are made, then you can actually make a game, you know? Alright, so we could probably slow it down a little bit, but overall it works great. Now finally, the leaves, the poof particles here, they're a little bit too, I don't know, vibrant. So I think that's good. Now what we can do is, now that we have this bush variant prefab, and that's stored in our prefabs folder, and we're going to move it outside of the field folder. We just want it to be a generic bush. Now what we can do is zero out the rotation, we can create another prefab based on this base prefab. So we can take the leaves here, we can replace it with this prefab over here. So let's just copy LOD 0 of these leaves here and just paste it here for now, so that we can just copy the mesh renderer into the leaves component or game object, and also the bush B mesh filter. Paste that in as well. There we go. And then we can just delete, and believe it or not, that will do it. We can shrink down the, let's see here. And guys, I'm trying to think here. We can probably make a variant of this bush so that if we ever change something about this bush, it will change everything across the board, including this, right? So let's see here. We can make this set to 1, 1, 1. There we go. And do 0.5 maybe? Yeah, something like that. And then also, we don't want it to have a collider, actually, so we're just going to disable the collider. We want it to have a trigger, though, right? So we can set that to 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 0.5. There we go. So this should shake just like the other one does, but we don't want the leaf poof particles to be as high as they are. And let's just test this. If we set a rate to 25 here, you can see they're emitting pretty far away. So let's see here. Part of me wishes these particles were a global particle. I think they are, actually. Okay, so just set it to 0 like this. And they're a little bit... The alpha is not that great. Let's see here. I wonder why that is. You can barely see them. I can make them a little bit smaller. So 0.2. Yeah. All right, cool. And set the life to 1. Cool. All right, remove the rate over time. And this is going to be called weeds variant. And if we drag this over here, we can create a prefab variant. And hopefully, if we change specific qualities about this bush, it'll adjust that one as well, so that we have this bush variant. So let's hit play and make sure everything looks good. Trust me, I know I've been rambling and not making any sense at all, but just go with me and I'll try and explain what I'm talking about after I finish testing this. We also need some flowers. All right. There we go. Good, it shakes. Doesn't look perfect, but it behaves. That's what we want. And we need to make it bigger as well. So fortunately, we can adjust the scale to be 2, 2, 2, and the animation isn't affected. See that? So that's great, and we can increase the radius as well of the poofing particles. The poofing particles. All right, guys. Really quick, this stream it's a place for us to hang out and chill during the weirdness of the virus thing that's going around the world, as we all quarantine. And that's just weird saying that, isn't it? It's really weird saying that. It feels like we're in a movie. As we all quarantine, if you guys have just a little bit of extra funds to help donate to CDC Foundation, all donations to this live stream will be given to the CDC Foundation to help with the virus, and I will match your donations up to $3,000. So every donation you give is actually double. That's pretty cool. So if you feel like you can do that, that would be awesome. Otherwise, just hang out and encourage one another. And yeah, that's about it. So I think this weeds variant looks great. We're going to delete this bush B group. I like to have, if I'm going to be using prefabs in my game, I like them all to be in one location. I don't want to have, even if I'm using asset packs, I want to have those assets be worked and changed and tweaked for my game, and then I move that into a prefab folder that's for the game itself. So this might have a mesh inside it. This prefab might have a mesh inside of it that's from an asset pack, but all of the custom tweaks I've done warrants me to put this prefab into my own prefab folder that's for the game itself. If that makes any sense at all, I'm not sure. I have a prefab painter here as well, and I'm going to go ahead and drag the weeds prefab. Where is it? There it is. Weeds. I don't want it to be called weeds variant. I want it to be called weeds variant. Or a better word is probably weedy bush. Actually, bush weedy. So now we have two kinds of bushes that we can use. And we could drag it into our prefab painter and use that. So all of that looks good. I haven't cleaned up the prefab painter at all. And I really should here in a bit. Elephant ears are kind of cool too. So let's paint those and see what those look like. I like the elephant ears. So what we're going to do is let's go to our Photoshop here and see where those are. I think they're one of these. So this one maybe? Let's take a look. So let's go to our elephant ear prefab. Yeah. And take a look and see what's going on. Ah, yes. Okay. So the color looks pretty good. Just maybe change it to this color here. Match the other leaves. Save it and then let's see. Is it better? No, it's not. So it's this one over here. So it's that. There we go. So we're going to take this color here and save it. There we go. And then finally, you know, I think what I want to do is actually, let's see here. The elephant ears, I think, crap. We don't really have a, there we go. Okay. So this is sort of our you probably can't see it in Photoshop, but we need to draw stems as well. So you could barely see sort of a faint UV map below, and we're just going to use that as a reference point. So we're going to do one here, and then one here as well. Save that out. Hopefully that'll add stems. That's weird. Why did it do that? It's very weird. Why did it do that? Hey! What's going on? I think it's over here. This song is so great. So pretty. So there's no stems, and I just don't know why. I think it might be this one here. It can't be. There's no way. There's no way. It is. No, it's not. Man, sorry guys, one sec. I think the best way to test this is to just draw a pink line through there. Save it. Man, what's going on? Do we have a channel? No, there's no channel. Man, I couldn't tell you guys. That's so weird. Why is that happening? So weird. Hold on. I think I might have figured it out. Give me just a sec, guys. I'm figuring this out. It's confusing. That is so weird. Let's turn the brightness up here. Just take a look at the color. So the stem isn't appearing for some reason, and I just can't put a finger on it. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to just paint red on all the stems and figure out which stem is associated with this. Wow, what in the world? This is crazy. Okay, it's that stem down there. Okay, so this stem down here is the culprit. For some reason, man, I couldn't tell you why. There we go. All right, guys. That's really confusing, but now it works. So these elephant ears are a little bit too, they're not big enough, but you know, we can use the same logic we had earlier. So we can paste this, and we can have 3 different foliage types that wiggle when you run through them. So we have this right here. Let's copy the entire prefab. Actually, we could just drag it into here. There we go. We can zero it out. And then all we got to do is copy the mesh renderer, paste it on the leaves, paste component values, and then we can also paste in the actual mesh filter. There we go. We can remove this, and believe it or not, I kind of like the size. We could probably go 1.4, 1.4. There we go. And now we have something that we can call elephant or bush elephant ears, right? And we can drag that into our prefabs folder as well, so we can use this forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There we go. Prefab variant. So if we run through that, hopefully we'll get a nice particle emission as well. So let's take a look. And, you know, we could specify the sound effect that it creates as well, which is really cool. And if we eventually wanted to, you know, have these able to be cut or something with, or maybe when you shoot them, they explode, we could do that as well, and they would be applied to all of them. So there's our elephant ears. So it shakes a little bit when you run through. Cool. Good. So everything sort of interacts when you touch it. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Let me think here. Very cool. The last thing we need to do is, you want to know something? I think that green is, no, it looks fine. I was going to say I don't like the green, but I think it's okay. I need some flowers in my life. Y'all want to do some flowers? Let me check on the chat, make sure everybody's doing okay. Minotom, you said that you guessed the chat is not English. Drawfin, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? A lot of retracted messages from Jafin. Are we having problems in the chat? Someone tell me what's going on in the chat. What's going on? Hey Tom, what is your process in picking your colors? It's a long process. Coloring is I think the biggest asset for my games. So I spend a long time trying to get the color and the mood right. A long, long time. It's like maybe months of getting the right color scheme. Ibrahim says, finally you read the chat. Yes, sorry guys. All right. I'm just checking on the chat, making sure everyone's okay. What are they fighting about, Isaac? Y'all fighting in the chat? I don't want anybody fighting in the chat. This is supposed to be a relaxed, happy stream, guys. Can we please be nice in the chat? Everybody encourage each other. We need to... Okay, Drafin is saying a bunch of stuff in Russian, so I don't know what was going on, but something was question mark. Well, I can't tell anyone not to speak Russian. But if you can speak in a language we can all understand, that would be great. If you can't, I understand. Just don't fight, guys. You know, the thing is, this is the last time in human history that we should be fighting in a stream chat. Let's troll each other and fight with each other after the apocalypse is over. Let's do that, okay? Thank you. Thank you. No more arguing, please. If you continue to argue about stupid stuff, I'm going to ban you. How's that? Okay, next thing I want to do is flowers. Let's do some flowers. So, I have a prefab already ready to go. It's called Red Poppies. Let's see here. There we go. Those are beautiful. I don't think I need to change those, guys. I really like those. They're not red, but they're really pretty. Wow, look at that. Let's see if I can get them to shake as well. But let's take a look at what they look like. They're really pretty. And we can change the particle emitter to be like a... That actually just made the game look gorgeous. Wow. Those are really pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do is just take one of those. There's not much I need to do here. I can just take this right here. Let's take the original bush and just paste it. And we're going to call this flowers. But again, guys, same sort of mentality here. Zero out the rotation. We're going to take this bush, or this, come on, Tom. There we go. We're going to take this cluster of flowers here. We're going to zero it out. Zero out the rotation. And all we got to do is copy the mesh renderer, paste the mesh renderer, and then also the mesh filter. Paste the mesh filter. See that? Delete the original one. And I believe, yeah. All we gotta do is change the trigger zone to be not so effing big, right? Set the Y position to 0.5. The particle poof, this is cool. We can drag it down just a bit. We can make it white. We can make the color over the lifetime. The color over the lifetime is white as well. And let's do a rate, change the rate to 25. Cool. And then the emission shape can be a little bit smaller. We could change the start size to 0.1 to 0.2 or 0.3. There we go. And change the gravity because they're petals. We can change it to like 0.1. See that? Look. And then zero that out. Or change the rate over time to 0. This is going to be called bush flower. Or just flowers is fine. White. Flowers white. I start with the least descriptive, and then I go, and then for my syntax, I start with the least descriptive, and then I go down. So instead of white flowers, it's flowers white. So that all my flowers start with an F. Flowers red, flowers white, and so I could find them in the prefabs. So there's those flowers. Yeah, You know, we don't really need a box collider, so we're going to remove that. And then now we can just drag these into the prefabs and do a prefab variant and remove these. Wait. What's this? What is that? I don't know. Okay, that should be good, you guys. Let's drag this into our prefab painter. There we go. And whoops, no. We need to go here. There we go. There's that one. There's elephant ears as well. We need to drag the elephant ears. There we go. Cool. And now we can prefab paint all of our gorgeous. And you know what's cool is you can, with prefab painter, you can rotate along the y-axis. So you're gonna have just a really cool look. And you can even have, you know, 1.5 be the maximum value scale. So you can sort of just have these beautiful flowers all over the place, right? And, you know, you want to be sort of strategic where you put them, but I think you guys get the idea. You can even paint them on top of the rocks. See? And these are things you should really be painting at the end once you're done with your terrain. So you'd have an artist sort of come in later and just start adding that kind of stuff. Towards the end of the game's development or the level design. But look at that. I mean, is that not awesome? We could probably make the color yellow, but I think that's pretty cool. Very pretty. That's so much fun. See what I mean? You want to let the player have some creativity. So literally, it's almost like the player. Think of the player as a paintbrush when you're making a game. Give them the opportunity to paint temporarily in your scene or even permanently. See how I'm painting, basically? I'm creating a beautiful array of this white spatter. That's pretty cool. Player creativity is really, really important. All right. So if we go to our flowers here. There we go. Let's make those, the leaf poof particles, a little bit more yellow, right? I think that'll do just fine. Just something like this. And hopefully we can test it out and see how it looks. How is everybody doing in the chat? Moby, you're right. We don't want to silence people because they speak a different language. That's not what we want to do. Let's all be nice in the chat, guys. Come on, man. This is a... Okay, Buryali. Dude, come on. Good grief, guys. It's the apocalypse. Seriously. I'm sorry to be pissed off, but it's the last time in human history to be jerks. Can we all be nice, please? Okay, who said that? Ugh, it's so annoying. Guys, seriously. Be nice in the chat. You know, once the apocalypse is over, then you can be mean. No, don't worry about me, Adrian. I'm saying the reason I'm streaming is because I want people to have a place where they can go during this quarantine and just relax and be creative and have fun. And if we're gonna be cussing each other out, it just makes no sense to me why you would think of doing that. Like 0 sense why you would want to do that. Why you would want to bring negativity onto the world right now, of all times to be negative right now, is the most bizarre thing to me. All right, that looks great. Look at that. Okay. Sweet. I really like those flowers. Now, guys, let's do some rocks. Rocks are really important, actually. Part of me wants to use rocks that were downloaded from an asset pack, but part of me wants to just create them from scratch so that I said I did. And the truth is, I think we only need like 2 rock types, and you can just rotate the hell out of them throughout the game. So I think we're gonna do that. So let's open up Blender and create a new rock. So we're gonna start with and I'm gonna Google Toon Rock just to get an idea of what I want it to look like. Okay. Ah, yes, I like that a lot. Cool. Sorry. Let's see here. And we'll do a UV unwrap for this. Oh, those are gorgeous. Okay. All right, I'm just studying some rocks right now, guys. Okay. All right. So we're not going to start out with that. Well, let's jump into a full screen Blender. Sorry, one sec here. Where am I? Sorry. There we are. Okay. Now let's just jump into Blender. There we go. Okay. So let's just start with a icosphere. No. Let's start with a UV sphere. And we're going to do very low, right? 6 by 3, I think, is what I'm going to do here. There we go. Yeah, something like this. And you know what? That's not true. We're going to start with a cube, and then we're going to subdivide the cube. Subdivide. There we go. And let's just take a look again at these rocks here. Okay. So basically what you do is you want it to look like it's got cuts coming through it, you know? Sorry if I got frustrated earlier, guys, with the chat. I get frustrated when people are selfish with their words, and I'm selfish with my words sometimes too. Very often, trust me. But so maybe I'm a hypocrite. I don't know. Okay. Okay, that one, this is going to be a cut face. So what we can do is actually delete these faces here first and foremost. Well, actually, we could probably just flatten it. Let's try and flatten it. Yeah, okay, there we go. We could probably flatten these as well. And then the top. Cool. No, I like it this way. Maybe flatten these. There we go. All right. You know, I kind of want the base to be always the base. I don't want to be able to rotate it the other direction. So I think something like this is good. We can rotate it along the y-axis inside of Unity. There we go. that is not really how a rock behaves right here. There we go. And then let's just bring this up like this here. There we go. Cool. Okay. So what we could do, believe it or not, is take this and you can, I believe, take edges, certain edges, and do a bevel. There we go. See that? And then flatten it. Rotate it. There we go. Cool. And then you can sort of bring this in like this here. See? And now you sort of have cuts. I actually don't like that. Let me tell you why. I don't like that it's connected there. So here's what we'll do. We'll do something like this. Control B. And then you can actually just bring this out just a little bit like that and then merge them together. There we go. And then we could even merge these together. So now we have this sort of cut that's coming through the rock like this. See that? Cool. Maybe something like that. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Let's cut this like so. And actually, you know what we could do is just delete this face entirely right here. And this one. And then bring this in. And then do a fill here. And then a fill here. Well, what was I thinking? Hold on. Give me just a sec. Here's what we'll do. We'll take this line here and bring it in like this. Probably bevel this by 1. And then that way we can actually bring this out. There we go. Cool. Yes, yes, yes. I know there's N-gons. I'll fix them in just a sec. I know, guys. Flatten. Yeah. Flattening is... You guys are going to use flatten all the time. If you're into Blender modeling. Okay. Let's do a cut coming up the side here, like this. Actually, Control B, scroll wheel up. That way we have a slice through the center. That way we can do this. See that? And then just scale this down. So now we have slices sort of going through. And you know, believe it or not, I think we could probably do a slice here as well. Yeah, something like that. I want to merge these together though. There we go. And then merge these together as well. That way we can sort of cut right there. And then scale. Actually, we could probably merge that together. Scale it like that, and then scale it like that. All right, so we got these cool cuts here. This is weird right here. I wonder if we need to do something like this. And then do a cut like this. Control B. There we go. Merge them together. And then there we go. All right, let's take a look how this looks without the lines. Huh. This one's weird. That's because it's an N-gon. Okay. Could probably add a couple more bevels here and there. We could probably do a bevel here. Yeah. And we'll merge these together. We'll need to do a cut through to here. Yeah. And then a cut here. And then maybe a cut from here to here. Thank you so much for supporting. That's awesome. That is Moby. You donated 5. I think it's A. Is that Australian dollars? Thanks for giving us a place to hang out in these hard times. Your videos and streams continue to inspire me to pursue my dream of being an indie dev. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Moby. That's awesome. Thank you for supporting. Remember, guys, every time you support, I will be matching your donation up to $3,000. We're gonna need to just cut this like this. See that? There we go. I know it's not perfect. Give me just a sec here. Let's take a look. And then what I want to do is actually take these, merge them together. Well, no. What am I doing here? I kind of want to get rid of that crack. I don't really like that crack right there. I don't like that crack. That's interesting. I thought I was going to like it, but I don't. Merge these together. Merge these together. We'll do another crack in just a second here. That kind of might work, but we're not going to worry about it for now. All of these we can merge together. There we go. And just bring this back out. There we go. Cool. Let's try that one more time. Control B. Okay, we got our problem. Let's do a little bit of a mesh cleanup. Delete loose, and then merge by distance. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Yeah, we got some n-gons we got to clean up. We'll clean those up in just a second, guys. Okay, let's try this one more time. Why is that happening? That's weird. Let's delete this. And this. Let's see if we can clean this up. Ah, haha. I see. I see what we did wrong here. Come on, Thomas. Don't be an idiot. Okay. Edit mode. We're going to delete all these faces here. And this one here. So this section is a little bit of a mess, so we're going to remove it. Okay. These are all messes as well, as is this. I know, guys, I'm not the perfect modeler. That's okay though. I'm learning just like you guys did. Those of you in the chat who are professional modelers, we all got to learn somehow, right? So let's just fill in this. I know it's an n-gon. We'll clean that up in just a second. I like to clean up my n-gons later, once I'm done. All right, cool. All right, so we're trying to add some beveling here. The way that I'm going to do that in this case over here and over here is probably just do some cuts. Just like this. See? There we go. We'll do one here as well. And connect this one. Just like that. See? And we'll do one over here. Like this. And one over here. There we go. All right. This probably needs to be cut too. Just a sec, guys. One sec.
Wonder if people can follow most off. I mean, how is that possible?
Cool. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything I want to add here to add some detail? Perhaps over here we can do something like this. I'll be cleaning up the mesh, guys. You don't need to worry. I'll be cleaning it up. So we could probably add a crack up the side here. Yeah. So do this, and then just sort of bring this in like that. There we go. Something like that, I think, is okay. All right. A little flat on that side. So that needs probably some detailing. I wonder if we could do an inset. No. Here's what we're gonna do. Thank you, Veramillion. That means a lot. That's awesome. Thank you so much for supporting. Fighting against the virus. That's really, really cool. All donations will be donated to the CDC. I'll probably be doing that at the end of the week. CDC Foundation is what I'm thinking I want to donate to. If you guys have a better idea, let me know. Okay, that looks pretty good. Whoa. Have I not even saved this? I haven't even saved it yet. And I will match donations up to... Let's do Rock 1. I will match up to $3,000. The bevel seems a little bit pointless, doesn't it, guys? Sure does. Let's do a little bit of a cleanup. Delete loose, and then I think what I'm going to do is merge by distance. There we go. Let's see here. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to select the top here. There we go. We're going to select the top here, and we're going to clean this up. Mesh, cleanup, merge by distance. That looks better. Cool. And we'll flatten it just a little bit. There we go, something like that. All right, that looks good to me. Let's find some n-gons. So select by trait, faces by side, 4. So we've got a lot of, 5. Okay, we've got plenty of n-gons. Why is that happening? Hold on one sec here. Select by trait. Greater than 4. Is that really? This is not more than 4. Why is it doing that? Let's see. Maybe there's some loose. No, there's not. That's weird. Usually you can select by trait. I don't know why that's happening. Clean up, merge by distance, and maybe that fixed it. I don't know. I don't know. Select faces by side. Greater than 4. That sucks. I don't know why that's happening. Oh well. But what we're gonna do is just join all these. We're gonna scout out the n-gons instead of selecting them. So I'm just pressing J and joining up to make some triangles here and there. That's a little bit weird, isn't it? I think it's okay though. Anybody see any n-gons? N-gons are when you have 5 vertices. something like this. All right. Not a fan of this right here. Delete that, and delete that. And we're just gonna merge or fill in here, pressing F. Yeah. And then scale this down. And then, yeah, I mean, that is a little weird, isn't it? But, I don't care. All right, save this out. We're gonna delete the light. We don't need that. We don't need the camera either. And then we're going to be sure our it's nice and flush to the ground. Yeah. And then set the origin to the 3D cursor, and then also we're going to apply all transforms, just to be sure. Save it out. Now if we go into Unity, we can bring in some rocks. Let's go ahead and delete all of the current rocks we've got because I don't really like them. All right. Cool. Let's drag in some those new rocks that we just created. Let's go to our models folder. And the cool thing about Unity is we don't really need to save the Blender file as a FBX anymore. You can just drag it in. So this is rock 1, just like that. So right off the bat, I could tell you what we need to do. We need to set shade smooth. And also, you know, let's find a nice flat spot for it. So about right here. So we're gonna set it to shade smooth, but we're also gonna mark sharp to certain edges. That'll do just fine here. And then we're gonna do a scale inside of Blender because I like to have everything scaled appropriately to the average size that I'm gonna use the object at. I wanna do that inside of Blender. We got another donation. Thank you, Najeki, $20. That's really, really awesome. And I'll be reading all of your donation comments in a bit here, probably towards the end of the stream, actually. But thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Sam says you can actually convert squares to triangles. I'm not sure why I'd want to do that. Sam, if you have a comment about that, let me know. Not sure why I would want to do that. So now we're set to shade smooth. So now everything's smooth shaded. We got a weird shape going on right there. I'm not sure what that is. Let's jump in and take a look. Yeah. So let's mark sharp various lines that we want to be okay, yeah, that's weird. I see. So let's go to our knife tool here and select that and just go down the middle here. There we go. Yeah, let me know why you think we should be using triangles. Because I heard that that's a big old no-no. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let's mark this as sharp. Edge, mark sharp. Mark these as sharp. You guys are wondering why I'm not using hotkeys. I have really bad memory. So that's why. And mark this as sharp. Okay. All right, so there's our stone. Yeah, that's a little weird right there. So we're gonna clean that up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna merge all these together. And that's about all we need to do there. I think, it's because it's a very weird square shape. So yeah, in this case, I would want to use a triangle. The reason you don't want to use triangles in 3D modeling is because when you're creating something that's a more smooth than a rock, humanoid, It's really, really hard to model. There we go. That'll do it. It's really, really hard to model because you can't add loop cuts to triangles. But we don't really need to be adding loop cuts to this, so. That looks better. Cool. All right, and we're going to add texture here in just a bit, but let's go ahead and make sure the size is on average what we want it to be. Let's add a mesh collider. Convex is fine. And hit play. South Carolina just postponed all March and April elections. My goodness. Dow Industrial just fell below 20,000. Oh my goodness. That's okay. We'll be all right. Everything will work itself out. All right, so this rock will be a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's make this rock a little bit bigger. Cool. All right, and we'll add a texture to it. You know, I don't see why we can't just add the same texture that's on the cliffs. Let's see here. One sec, guys. So I have a texture currently for, let's see. I have a folder called reusable textures. I'll make Unity full screen in just a sec. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna use this texture here. We're gonna save it as what's stone? Okay, this is gonna be rock. All right. So if we go to Blender, we can actually add in the new texture. It's gonna be called rock. Okay. Yeah. And then we're gonna add a image for the base color. And the image is gonna be that image we just created or duplicated called rock. Go to texture mode here so we can see the actual texture itself. And we're gonna unwrap it at a cube projection or no. Yeah. We're gonna unwrap at the Smart UV project. Let's try that and see what it does. No, that's ugly. Let's just do unwrap. There we go. Well, it actually is the same. Huh. We're going to go to UV editing here, and we're going to scale everything up significantly so that there's more looping going on. Yeah. There we go. See that? That's actually not bad. I'm curious if we should try a cube projection and see what happens. Is that better? It's a little bit better. We're going to try that. We're going to save it out. It's a little bit too detailed. So something like this maybe, and then we'll rotate this way. Yeah. Okay. Save that. Jump back into Unity. Yeah. We're gonna do an unwrap for this rock. I want it to be beautiful. I really do. So we're gonna do a full-on unwrap for the. Well, Thomas, do you really need to do that? Come on, man. Let's just clean up the seams. I'm not gonna do a full unwrap. That's ridiculous. And I actually think we're gonna add a blendable object to this. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. So if we do something like that, we can actually have it blend with the ground. I just need to clean it up. Okay, we're gonna go into Blender here and just clean up any issues that we see. Is that better? There we go. Cool. Ugh. Let's unwrap it again and use a... We're just going to use a lot of different kind of projections. That's kind of cool. Let's scale that up. I try and use the Blender's unwrapping, automatic unwrapping as often as I can, obviously. That's kind of cool. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that looks really cool. Look at that, guys. Pretty cool. See that? It's amazing what you can do. Something's going on here. I don't know what that is. Let's take a look. That's really cool, isn't it? Look. Now, we've got some weird normal map issues going on. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Well, let's do this. Crap. I'm gonna bring up Unity full screen. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Okay, so let's go to play mode and I'll show you guys what's going on. So I have this script that will blend with the terrain. It's being a little bit weird, so let's hit play. Sorry guys, I just got a text from my wife. So for those of you who don't know, she's pregnant. And she wasn't picking up shifts at the hospital because we really didn't want her exposed to that. But now they're saying it's basically a draft. All right, let's see here. That looks really cool, doesn't it? I just don't know what's going on with some of those areas there. It's a really pretty rock. And then we'll add some normal maps and an ambient occlusion map to it. So let's see here. First off, let's take this cube here, or this rock, and what we're going to do is extract the materials. That's fine, and it's going to be called rock. There it is. And what we can do is we can actually use the toon shader, I believe. No. Well, maybe. We'll try the toon shader. And see how that looks. Sometimes I don't use the toon shader. You can do normal maps, which is cool, so that's good. Do something like this. That looks really cool, doesn't it? The reason I like the toon shader is you can actually do a rim around it as well. So let's see here, something like this, and then you could just do like a more of a green rim. There we go, something light like that. Make it really small. There we go, it's just very faint maybe. I don't know if that's going to be something we want to do. Let's not do that. Let's do bump maps. And we're going to do the... I think I just want to do rough. Yeah. That's not bad. It's kind of cool. Let's just create our own little normal map for this for the rock. Yeah. So we're gonna just duplicate this. We're gonna call this rock normal. Yeah. Open that up in Photoshop. And then we're just gonna do a 3D bump map. Why is it gray? That's weird. Oh, there we go. Okay. And all of my textures currently are super high res. Because you never know what technology will bring in once this game is completed. So, let's see here. So let's drag in the new normal map. Rock normal. Cool. So it's, you know, it's not perfect, but it's fine. Let's hit play and take a look. A little too detailed in my opinion. Too detailed. Is it the normal map that's causing that? The normal looks... I like the normal map. I just wonder if we should make it... I wonder if we should do this. Let's go back into Blender and decrease the stretch of things for one. And the detail level. That looks a little bit better. I like that more. It's just a little intense for me. And also the blendable object portion of it's a little weird looking. And also the shadow. I think the shadow color's a little too intense. Although it's not really the shadow, I think it's more of the color. Yeah, drop it down. There we go. Is that better? You know, it's all right. It's a little too dark. I think it's okay. The blendable object portion of this is kind of weird looking. So let's do this. We're gonna figure out why it's doing that. I think I might know why. Go to our terrain here. Thank you so much for donating. That is Keyblade Zemnis. Said stay safe everyone, and that's Ben. That's actually Ben Gundershog. Well, actually, no, there's multiple people. Ben also donated $2. And thank you guys so much. We're currently at $328. Every donation that you guys do, I'm matching, so you're really donating double. I'll donate up to $3,000 in matching your donations. That's going to the CDC Foundation. Oh, what a strange time to be alive. It's been a crazy 2 years. It's been really, really weird, isn't it? Yeah, Will, it's called Microsplat. It's just let's see if we can figure out why this is glitching. Thank you for subscribing. I think I might know why. Why is that happening? That's so weird. What just happened? Thank you for subscribing. Well, what do we think here, guys? What? Extensive. There's an error. Okay, so we have a version issue, so we need to update. We need to update Microsplat. So what we're gonna do is first we want to push all this to source control because I don't want. Shoot, what just happened? It's okay. It's all right, guys. Let's do this. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna update. Let's go to the asset store here. I'm gonna drag this window out so you guys can't see my stuff. Just because who knows? I don't want any credit card information showing up. Okay, we need to update Microsplat. I hate updating things. Let's push it all to source control really quick. This stuff freaks me out. Updating things is always freaky. Alright. It's gonna take just a bit, guys. Let's see here. Source tree is always really slow. Y'all don't want to see me eat yogurt. So I'm gonna hide the camera for now. Keyblade, you said your message didn't get through. I'll be reading messages. If it's a donation message, I'll be reading messages. So, in a bit. Just not now. Do you guys want to hear me stirring yogurt? You don't want to hear that. Sorry, source tree is taking forever. Basically what I'm doing is I'm pushing everything to my repo because I want everything to be perfect. Obviously the grass is all buggy now, but I want to push as much as I can to back up. Before I update. It's Greek yogurt. It's disgusting, but it has high protein. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, guys.